Getting Ready for the Tax Man, William Hovey Smith, 2013. I'm the author of Backyard Deer Hunting, and here is how to get your taxes ready for your tax man.
I'm Hovey Smith, the backyard sportsman. Well, I'm in my kitchen now rather than backyard. And those of you who may have started new businesses last year and are facing your first income tax season, well, that's what this is all about. Yeah, how you do this stuff? Like I suggested in my 20 videos on how to start your own outdoor-based business. Yeah, you need to do that actually, even if you are employed already, so you have something you can call on your own hook. And when you start doing your first income tax from that business, what do? Well, you can't see it yet, but around me here is a pile this high full of papers. And what these are my business expenses and others that I will be reporting on my income tax. So that's what I'm doing right now, is actually tabulating everything from things like postal receipts. Oh, well, electricity bills. I run a business out of my home. So one's part of my structure, an old external kitchen, I actually use as an office. So 1/5 of my household expenses are deductible. Woo! Yeah! But you've got to keep track of it. And you've got to have your little bitty pieces of paper here too. Yeah. Well, you might ask, well, why can't I just put this in a big plastic bag and take it down to my accountant? Well, you can do that. And he'll charge you about an extra $1,000 to go through it all, if he even accepts it. So what you do about now, which is the week after Super Bowl Sunday, you get out all your receipts and you start putting them together. Okay? Telephone. Yes. The part of your telephone expenses that are directly relatable to your business. Long distance phone calls for supplies. Okay? Phone calls about contracts. All right? These things are deductible, but you have to call them out. You just can't take a whole bunch of phone bills and say, all right, these are my phone bill expenses. Not unless you have a separate dedicated line for your business, which most of us frankly don't have. Okay. Same thing about your electric bills. Yeah. 1/5 of these are deductible. Okay. So, you need to keep up with these things. And business supplies. Did you buy a computer? All right. You can depreciate that. But you need to know when you bought it, how much you paid for it, and your accountant will set up a depreciation schedule for these large capital items. Did you buy a vehicle for your business? Well, I didn't. But some people who are contractors, for example, need a contractor's truck, a rather specialized piece of equipment which they take from job to job to job, and so they can throw out the stuff and haul their crews around and do the work. Yeah, this is a legitimate business expense, but need to have your receipts. All right. So, we're now just talking about the expense side of your business. So early on, or after the first of the year, when you've got them all, okay, gather them all together and organize them. So you break them down into categories, like I'm doing here. So you have your postage expense, you have your telephone expense, you have your household/business expense to take 20% of. You have your field supplies, your expendable supplies, your capital items for depreciation, all through this stage. So this way, you go ahead and accumulate these and tabulate them for your income tax guy, so he does not have to do it.
Now this is what it looks like from my point of view. Yeah, you see my desk there, you see the tablet I'm tabulated on, a stapler, yeah, nice to have, calculator back there, a beer, and you also see a folder in the back full of all kinds of envelopes. As the year progresses, I collect these different kinds of receipts and I file them in envelopes alphabetically. That way I don't have this huge conglomeration of junk to put together at one time. But so here I am, and I'm getting started, and it's going to take me, some hours to get through this. It's 3 a.m. Well, I've been to bed and got up again, and still working on the expense side of the income tax. And we've made some progress here. Yeah, we got a good bunch of it done, but still have more to do. So I'm going to go ahead and work through breakfast and hopefully get through with the expenses, and so can start then on getting my income tabulated. I am now through tabulating the individual receipts. The next thing will be to take my checkbook and go through it and cross-check between the two. We've had our breakfast now and gone through our checkbook and caught up with those things that we only had checks for receipts. So, you look at your checks like this. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, we got that one. And you check it off. Or you enter your new value in whatever category applies. This way, you have a good chance of catching up on absolutely everything paid for one way or another. You'll also get from your credit card company an annual year-end statement of activities, which will list all your little activities and show you again the amounts paid, where spent, etc., etc., etc. These you can also check against your notebook and make sure you have every little thing accounted for. So now we're going to get started on the income side. Now, as a writer, I receive income from all kinds of sources. Like we sell individual books. Okay, so we have individual book orders that we fill. And we do magazine and other stuff. So we have income from those kinds of sources. Plus, I also work through PayPal. And so we have a bunch of PayPal invoices here to go through, as well as occasionally get reimbursements for expenses, which counts as income because you also account for these on your expenses. So all of these kind of work. So we break these apart. Now, this is to say nothing of the 1099s. You will get 1099s, or should get, if you did enough business with any firm that generated over $600. You should get a 1099. However, if you don't, it is your responsibility to report that income. So, you need to check and make sure that you've got 1099s where they're appropriate, and you should have them. So here's a look at the details of what I've been talking about. Yeah, a lot of little giblets of paper here to keep track of. But this is your past year's activities. And it's really good to go through this and see actually where your income came from and where your expenses went. And how you can hopefully increase the income side and decrease the expense side of the equation and actually make some money. This income tax thing seems to never quit. Just today, okay, finish this up as you saw. Traveled into town, yeah, got me some groceries, yeah, went to Welders, and then come back, and what do I find in the mail but 4 new 1099s? All right, and my tax appointment schedule next Wednesday. So I wasn't blowing smoke to say that I needed to get started after Super Bowl Sunday, because today is the 5th and my appointment is on the 10th. But no sweat, we've got almost all this preliminary work done, so it's just a matter of tabulating and checking by and making sure I've got everything right and putting the things in the proper order so I can give it to Norma so she can take it and have it in some reasonable fashion and she can process. Perfect. So we're going to be about doing that between now and the 10th. But basically, things are very well in hand.
Besides backyard deer hunting, which tells you all you really need to know about the subject, I've also got crossbow hunting, extreme muzzleloading, and practical bow fishing. Now, all of these titles are also available as ebooks. Now, the takeaways here are to organize your receipts throughout the year, start compiling them in early February, and then you'll be in excellent shape for your appointment with your tax preparer. For more information on my books, blogs, videos, and radio show, Hovey's Outdoor Adventures, go to my website, www.hoveysmith.com. Goodbye and God bless.